It is just you showing up for yourself, showing up when you don't feel like it, showing up when you don't feel like you even have anything to give. It is you putting in the reps behind the scenes. It is you doing it for you with this bigger purpose on your mind, on your heart. This is a little bit different video than what you are usually used to from me. I realized as the months were passing by, I got really attached to this board. So I couldn't even sit myself down to record a video without having a certain structure in my mind of how I want this video to be and what I want to teach about. And this is exactly why I'm recording this video today, because I want to be transparent with you about the process, about what goes into this, about what's happening behind the scenes, about the amount of facing myself it takes for me to actually show up in a way that I show up. And this is not to say that I'm never gonna make these videos again. I would very much love to continue with doing that, but this is just to give you an overview that as I am teaching you those things, most often than not, these things show up for me, and these lessons show up for me, and I am being quite literally put in a situation where I can live what I preach, if that makes sense. So recently I was talking about how you can change your reality, how to create your reality, how to rewire your subconscious mind, which I'm always on about, and I love that topic and I will never stop speaking about it. In the process, I realized that I am so attached to certain way of thinking and certain way of being, to the point where it stopped expanding my opinions, my worldview, and my reality. So I was very attached to the way that I need to do these videos, and it became somehow a chore for me, and I got caught up in the algorithm, and I got upset about the views not growing, the following not growing, the subscribers not growing, people not engaging. And I want to be really brutally transparent about this, because it is a lot of work that we often put into certain things that we choose in life, and it's not always instant that we get the gratification. Usually it takes a lot of time and a lot of work, and a lot of work that no one will ever know about. No one is ever gonna praise you for, no one is gonna see in a way. It is just you showing up for yourself, showing up when you don't feel like it, showing up when you don't feel like you even have anything to give. It is you putting in the reps behind the scenes. It is you doing it for you with this bigger purpose on your mind, on your heart, and doing it regardless of the outcome. And this is where it gets so tricky for our ego, because our ego loves the gratification. Our ego would be so fulfilled if we got that gratification, if we got that validation, if we prove to ourselves that yes, we are worthy of that, yes, we have been doing these things and they are paying off, yes, people are listening, yes, people are watching. I need to be honest with myself that I am still in some way operating from this surface level gratification-seeking way. Because if I was brutally honest with myself, I would not wait for people to engage. I would not wait for this channel to go viral. I would not wait for subscribers to start rolling in for me to show up in a way that I would if this was already happening. And this is complete ruthless truth here. Because I asked myself the other day, how would I show up if I already had, let's say, 10,000 followers? And then my mind started coming up with these excuses and with these sort of ways to prove to myself that I would be showing up differently, I would be in a different energy, and I would be much more advanced in how I do what I do. I would have better equipment and I would have more things to say. And then I stopped myself, but how am I doing this if I'm not doing it in a way that I already would for all this audience that would be here? That means I'm not living what I'm preaching. I'm not living and creating my reality as I would like it to be, because I'm not showing up in a way that I would show up if it was already here. So that's why I felt the need to come up here and to be a little bit raw and honest about my experience and about what's going on in my mind, in my head, and to show you a different angle of how I think and how I be, not just the teacher that was the persona I was kind of building up as this channel went along, not just this guide that I was showing up as, because I'm still a human, I'm still having my own experience, and I might be able to help from the point of view that I've been through some things, but I am still going through this. So is this some sort of ego that I'm going through, that I have to admit to myself that I'm never gonna be perfect, I'm never gonna be there, I'm never gonna be in my mind and in my ways finished, because we are always looking for the next thing, the next goal, the next milestone. And even this channel is about this in between. And it made me also realize that we are always going to be in between certain version of ourselves. This whole life is going through cycles, deaths and rebirths of who we were, what we are, and who we are becoming. So all of this is to say to you and to me, to myself, not be discouraged with your current version of you. Because this current version of you is perfectly equipped with all the tools, all the information, all the people, all the opportunities that you need for yourself to rise higher. And as cliche as it sounds, sometimes it takes the first step for you to realize that. Sometimes it takes for you just the courage to build up that first step, to do that first step, to realize that, okay, my mind was making this much, much bigger deal than it actually is. And it's not such a big deal. And it's not so hard and it's not so difficult, but we are spinning in circles in our mind, and our mind loves to analyze everything, loves to create patterns and follow patterns and go through the loops of our own thinking. But we must realize that we are much bigger than that, and we are much more powerful than that, and we are much more capable than that. Our mind is gonna go into the negative side of thing, because if our wiring has been like that for a very long time, and even if you're doing the inner work, even if you are rewiring those beliefs, even if you're doing all these things that I'm always preaching on this channel, guys, I want you to realize that every now and again, when you are reaching a new version of yourself, you're gonna be facing the old parts of you. And that it's completely okay for it to happen. That doesn't mean that you are anything wrong. That doesn't mean that you are doing anything wrong. That doesn't mean that you are going back. That doesn't mean that you are not progressing. Sometimes looking back and actually facing those things is the exact thing that you need for you to move forward. And that's the thing. That's the thing that we have to make peace with, because you could be already in your most amazing, absolutely beautiful version of yourself, your higher self, that you came here to be the light, the beacon of light that we all have under those layers and layers and layers that we are peeling off bit by bit to become that. And still there would be something that would make you question your worth in one way or another, or question the meaning of this whole thing. Because when you achieve what you really wanted to achieve for a really long time, the journey of becoming has this final step where you are already it. And that's when you start questioning. It is amazing, and it's a beautiful part of this game of doing that and becoming that and going through that. But after some time, you start realizing, where does it end? Does it even end? Is this game always going to be like this? I'm going to achieve something, then I'm going to be happy with it for some time, and then I'm going to reach for the next thing. And over and over and over again. While you might be enjoying the journey, but where does it lead us? So maybe this got a bit too deep, but I have been pondering these questions a little bit, because I have noticed that there are these cycles that we go through, and some cycles in life are more, let's say, positive. Some cycles in our life are more in the negative side of things. Some parts of our life we are really happy, fulfilled, and then we are a little bit down, just to face ourselves, just to remember who we are, just to remember the humanity and the fragility of this life, actually, because it's all going to end one way or another. So we might be as well enjoying the journey and understanding that it is going to take ups and downs. And just because you are aware, just because you are doing the inner work, just because you are rewiring your mind, just because you know how to work with these tools, doesn't shield you from actually experiencing the whole spectrum of this life. And the whole spectrum means the bad things, the good things, the amazing things, the not so amazing things. Everything is a part of this. That you are part of everything. So maybe don't be so hard on yourself if you are currently going through that lower bit of your journey, because you could be resting, reassured that there is going to be highs after these really bad lows. So maybe there is nothing to be done, maybe there is nowhere to rush. Just enjoy this trip, just enjoy this journey, and be gentle with yourself. We are all humans, we are all flawed, we are all imperfect even when we do the work. So we might as well be gracious with ourselves. We might be gentle with ourselves. We might give ourselves the grace to actually experience all of this and not judge ourselves for this, and not make conclusions about us when we go through certain things that we are not so proud about. And obviously, not to remain for too long in the low, of course, because that's also not beneficial for anyone. Always try to do our best, but not beat ourselves for it. So yes, this is a little bit different video, and maybe it is something that you might relate to. Maybe it is something that you are going through, and please understand that I'm also going through these things, and it's okay, and it's a human, and I really wanted to share it with you, because I'm not pretending here to be someone who knows it all, not even slightly, really much far from that. But since I have been noticing these patterns in myself and in some people around me, I thought it would be a great idea to share this and to talk about this and to share this experience and to actually feel less alone in this, because it is okay. It's very much okay. And I'm so looking forward to get on the other side with you on this channel and enjoy this journey, enjoy this trip. I would very much love to hear from you. What do you think about these sort of videos? Do you enjoy them? Do you don't? Would you like to prefer more of the teaching with the board? What is it that you would enjoy from this channel? Because it is a co-creation, I believe. So thank you very much for every single like, feedback, and support. Take care of yourself.